Hi, today we're going to go through 5 phrasal verbs that we use when we're talking about criticism. Maybe we're being criticized, maybe we are doing the criticizing. At the end, I'm going to talk about one bonus phrasal verb. So I guess we're actually talking about 6 phrasal verbs today. My name's Charlie. Welcome to Organic English. I'm here to help you become more fluent in English. I'll put a link to a transcript in the description below so you can follow along with this lesson. Now today I'm not going to give you 50 phrasal verbs, I'm not going to give you 20, I'm not even going to give you 10. If you can master these 5 phrasal verbs today, that's a good day of learning and you should be proud of yourself. We're going to look at the phrasal verbs lay into, pick on, take something out on somebody, shoot down, put down, and then there's the bonus one. I'll tell you about that later. We're going to look at these phrasal verbs in use, in context, and let's see if you can work out the meaning of the phrasal verb from that context. I'll give you the definition after that. Now I do need to add, many phrasal verbs have multiple meanings depending on the context. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind that we are looking at these phrasal verbs in the context of criticism. First things first, let's review what a phrasal verb actually is. A phrasal verb combines a normal verb with another word, either an adverb or a preposition, and that creates a completely new verbal phrase, the phrasal verb. The meaning of a phrasal verb is usually not related to the meanings of the words that make it up. So we need to think of a phrasal verb as a completely new and independent word. As an example, let's look at the phrasal verb get over. The verb get by itself means to acquire. He got a new jacket yesterday. And the preposition over alone usually refers to being higher or going above something. For example, she climbed over the wall. But put them together and the phrasal verb get over means to recover or to overcome. So it's a completely new definition that's separate from the definitions of get and over by themselves. Now you can use get over, the phrasal verb, just like a normal verb in any form, any tense. For example, I had the flu last week, but I got over it. Okay, so I had the flu, but I recovered. So let's get into our phrasal verbs of criticism. The first one was lay into somebody or something. So here it is in context. The teacher really laid into the students for arriving late to class. The teacher really laid into the students for arriving late to class. Here's another example. I laid into my roommate for eating all my chocolate. I laid into my roommate for eating all my chocolate. So can you figure out what lay into somebody or something means from that context? So to lay into someone or something means to start attacking or criticizing them in an angry way. So keep in mind, this can be verbal criticism, just words, but it can also be a physical attack. And you can generally figure out whether it's verbal or physical from the context. Hopefully it's just verbal. Okay, so the next one. Pick on somebody. Here it is in context. The other kids pick on Jack because he's small. The other kids pick on Jack because he's small. Mr. Adams was repeatedly bullied and picked on by his manager. Mr. Adams was repeatedly bullied and picked on by his manager. Okay, so what do you think is happening to Jack and Mr. Adams? What are we doing when we pick on somebody? So to pick on someone means to criticize or treat somebody unfairly. Okay, so the next one. take something out on somebody. Here it is in context. When my boss is under pressure at work, he takes it out on me. When my boss is under pressure at work, he takes it out on me. I'm sorry, I was upset and taking it out on you. I'm sorry, I was upset and taking it out on you. So what's happening here? What did the boss do to me? What did I do that I felt I had to apologize? So when you take something out on somebody, you treat someone badly when you're angry or upset, even though it's not their fault. Okay, next one. Shoot down. Shoot down. Here are a couple of examples. I tried to help, but all my suggestions were shot down. I tried to help, but all my suggestions were shot down. I asked Jane out for a date, but she shot me down. I asked Jane out for a date, but she shot me down. So what does shoot down mean? So to shoot down is to refuse even to consider something, like an idea or a plan. Okay, so put down. Here are a couple of examples. The boss is always putting me down in front of everyone in the office. It's really making my life miserable. The boss is always putting me down in front of everyone in the office. I hate the way Dave puts me down the whole time. I hate the way Dave puts me down all the time. Okay, so if someone puts you down, they treat you in an unpleasant way by criticizing you in front of other people, and they make you look foolish. Okay, so here is that bonus phrasal verb I was telling you about. So you're taking all this criticism. You don't have to just sit there and take it. You can hit back. The bonus phrasal verb is hit back. Here's another example. The president has hit back at those who have criticized his economic reforms. The president has hit back at those who have criticized his economic reforms. So what's the president doing? He criticized the people who criticized his reforms. So if you hit back at someone who has criticized or harmed you, you criticize or harm them in return. Okay, great work. So today we looked at 6 phrasal verbs that we use when we're talking about criticism. So let's recap. The first one was lay into somebody. Lay into somebody. Second one, to pick on somebody. To pick on somebody. Third one was to take something out on somebody. Fourth one was to shoot something down. The fifth one was to put somebody down. And finally, the bonus was to hit back. I'll put a link to a transcript in the description below so you can follow along with this lesson. Please also go to www.organicenglish.club. There you'll find plenty of other resources to help you become more fluent. Thank you very much for watching. Now go out and practice your phrasal verbs of criticism.